Hi Drawn Learners, it's Miss Nina back for another lesson, and today we're going to draw a mermaid. I really like drawing mermaids, and also I think it's fun because you can incorporate a lot of underwater things in your drawings of mermaids. This one looks complicated, but honestly it really isn't once you get going. This was done with some oil pastels. All this color is oil pastel, and then bleeding tissue over top of it, which is a really cool technique. I do it on occasion in the classroom, but it is extremely messy. And if you want to know how it works or where to buy it, or you need a demo or anything like that, just drop me a comment and I'll show you. You have to order it online. I don't know any local stores that carry it. It's kind of a niche product, but it's really inexpensive. Okay, so, and by the way, regular tissue does not give you those colors. So we're going to get started. I'm going to fold my paper. This one is particularly easy to run out of room to put your tail. So think about where you're going while you're doing it, so that you can make sure that your tail ends up where it needs to be. Okay, so let's start with the head. The head is going to go here. Okay, so in this quadrant, we call it, in the center of the quadrant, you can go ahead and make your head. So for that, I'm going to make a U shape for the face, okay? Just a simple U shape for the face. And then I'm going to add the neck. Don't forget about necks, they're important. And then I'm going to come down here for this arm. Okay, so this arm, and I'm just keeping it real simple, is going to be resting on a rock. So to make it look like that, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's her hand resting on a rock. We're going to put a rock here. Okay, next we're going to make the torso. So we're going to go back up and do all these details, so don't worry. But first we're going to make the torso, curve in for the waist, come over here and add this side, which is going to be similar. Okay. Then I'm just going to take a line here for this other arm. We're not going to worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and add this top of the tail. I'm just going to add this wavy shape here to show the top of the tail there. And then I'm going to add the tail. So for the tail, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go down and then up. Okay, so it's going to go down and then up, and then the bottom part of the tail should be over here somewhere, or even a little bit higher. You can make it as long as you want. So watch me for a moment before you start this. Go down and then up. Give yourself room so you don't end up going off the page. Same thing over here, down and then up, and it's got to get thinner as it goes toward the bottom. And now I'm going to make my tail at the end of the fish part. This is called a scalloped line, when you make it go bump, 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 bump. And that's an important thing to know because you can use it for all sorts of things. So that's the basic mermaid. Okay, so I'm just going to pretend her arm's going behind her. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the details and the border and all the other parts that make this an interesting picture. Okay, so let's go here. We're going to give her a bikini. Okay, and you know, a belly button would be nice. We can give her a little necklace. You can put anything you want on that. I'm just going to put a simple heart. And now I've got to do her face, of course, and her hair. So let's put the hair in first. So for the hair, you can make it as wavy and as long or curly as you'd like. I would suggest trying some of these curls like I'm doing here, and also making it so that it looks like it's floating in the water. Okay. Don't scribble the hair. Make it nice and long. On this one, you can see I have it going like this, like it's floating on the current, just because it looks cool and decorative. Okay, and then I'm going to go around the edges for a border. So for my border, I think we made a border in one of our other pictures the other day. You just want to keep it kind of soft, and you can make a wavy border or you can make a straight one. And then don't go through her, just go around her. Some of her is going to be outside the border and some of her is going to be inside the border. So you can see how that looks pretty cool. And then behind her, I'm going to make a rock that she is sitting on, like that. I'm going to add some seaweed here. Some of this is similar to what we did with the octopus. Okay, and let's not forget to give her a face. So here's her ears. For the face, we can keep it simple. I'm going to make brows, eyes, a nose, and her mouth. Okay, so now for the eyes, I'm going to partially color them in. You want to leave a little white spot whenever you do eyes like that. It's called an eye shine. Add any other details you want to add here for her face, of course. You might have preferences to make faces a certain way. Okay, so a few more details. Let's go ahead and do this on the tail. Now, if you want to do something different on the tail and you have an idea of how it might look really pretty, feel free. You can change it up. There's a couple of ways we can do the scales. We can just do a simple crosshatch, or you can actually do scales like this. So just pick one of those two kinds of marks and add some scales. And as you can see here, I just added some scales. I didn't do the whole thing. Or you can just choose to do that with your colors, whatever kind of colors you're using. And then last but not least, you want to make a cool border. So for your border, you can either use shapes like me that are ocean type shapes, like starfish, fish, shells, and then repeat or add other stuff. Maybe you can add, like we just did octopus, so maybe you can add an octopus here, or a jellyfish, whatever you want to do with that. And then just go all the way around on your border, adding more shapes, or you could even just do something simple like triangles. So just pick something that you like and you want to make a border of, and go all the way around the border. I'm just going to do some more simple ocean things. Maybe some fish, that kind of thing. And then you can just color it. If you want to try this kind of technique, you can use either crayons or oil pastels. Color the parts of it you want to color, and then take blue watercolor paint or a little bit of diluted blue food coloring if you have that and you don't have paint, and just go all over it. Okay, you just paint right over top of it. So that's one way to go, or you can just use markers, whatever you have on hand. Another option for this picture might be some chalk. That might look really good with some nice soft colors. All right, and that is tonight's mermaid. And please, if you draw it, have your moms or dads take a picture and send it to me so I can share it. We can look at each other's pictures even though we aren't together. Have a good night, everybody.